Location of the pet shop that we have here locally in Binaliw. Say Yeg's Pet Shop. So this is the location, and you can see it's near the road. Going down to check on my fencing projects today is July 21. Tuesday to see what they have done. If there's an impending rain, you can see that it's not so bright like it used to be when I filmed down. Everything seems gray around here in Cebu City as of the moment. I think there was some showers this morning because the roads is slippery. I hope they had done something useful because I want to check before I'm planning to film some fish breeder down there in the not in the city, but I say down there because it's on the bottom of the hill, but it's on the other way where the Binalo area going to the mountain. And I want to check if how do they do it, because I've heard that there's a long time fish breeder, and if I can start getting old bees fish equipment, that what he needs. So I'm here now to see what they're doing. I could see the Lloyd that's bagging up the gravel that we left here a while ago. So if I go closer, you can see that it is also ready to be poured in. So we put more gravel when it comes to beam coating. So that's why the Daloy is sucking the remaining gravel that we have on the other side. Now that it will look finished from here towards the end. So you see they have managed to pour this footing beam here as well. From where we left on that first vertical, and then here towards the end. The reason why they're covering it with empty sacks of cement because there's drizzling around, so you can see it there. And also another thing that they've done is pour the last bit of in between columns that they have forgotten last time while here. So far they have used 8 bags of cement, but this one, it was not poured last time because they forgot. It was mislook. There, they've done it already, and they will be cementing this part here as well. So then they can start piling there, and then Deloy can continue digging where the columns are. Although they have dug the column holes, that's the hardest one because it's deeper, 60 cm. So you can see 2 more trench and they'll reach the end. So hoping that they can, this rain won't be such of a annoyance today. As you can see, it's so gray, but as long as it's just like this, just drizzling, it won't affect so much of the job. So if it's just drizzling, fine, because it's also not so hot. But if it starts doing the very heavy rains, that's when we're buggered. So it's quite a good progress that they have made this morning. And nobody touched the rebars. I could see, but when it's all tied up, then I don't have to worry about it. But when they leave it there, easy to carry, that's when I have my doubts that anyone can just pick it up. But since it's all tied up with the tie wire, they are struggling to steal the rebars here. So they're gonna pour the other side now, the other side of the front footing where the 16 mm column was standing. So they are making the beam, the road beam here. As you can see, this is the front of our road, and we're connecting the two columns together. They have poured it, the 70 cm there, and then that's the end thing. So we filled it up to the size of the level of the footing. So we will fill it all up as well, from the column towards the other column. So that bottom there is already filled up with cement. At the bottom of this column, see where the Daloy's hands is already filled up with cement right down to the bottom. And we will be pouring more when the beam will be connected. So there's a beam here on the front. Pagamay-gamay lang ng going down to check on my fencing project. I just come back from visiting some places down the hill. Like Old B give me a list of parts for making his venturi. I'm here in our local hardware, and Old B got me this list of parts that he needs for the venturi airing system that he's gonna do for his pond. But the trouble is, I'm struggling to look for the sizes that he wants on this list. Although this is only 34 pesos, but it's not the price, it's finding the right stuff. And out of the 18 pieces I bought, and he said, congratulations, you bought only 2 right ones. That's the trouble. He don't even bother to come out. He don't even bother to... Going back down to check on my fencing project. I just come back buying those list of pipes for Old B's venturi system that he's gonna make. And out of the 18 pieces I bought, he said, congratulations, you only have 2 right ones. So that's the trouble. He's not even just give me the list and then let me buy it. So I said, well, make it work. You don't want to buy it? Then do it. See what you got there and use your imagination. So he's there stuck with his pipe and didn't even have the 1/2 inch pipe for the blue pipes that's needed. I only got the 1 inch and the 3/4 inch. So he needs to work it out. Like that saying, make it work. So here I am. You can see the multicaps outside because we are putting the beam here in front of the entrance. So Junel has managed to make it before we end the end of the day, and he even put the marker beside the column there that you can see there. So the marker is on top, so if the other side will be looking for it, they can see it there. So that's a good job that Janelle has done for today. The beam on the front connected to the 16 mm columns. So we pour it right there on the top, and they've chipped up this one there, so they pour it right on the top as well. What I'm showing you here right now is a different way to get down to the city via what we call the Snake Road. This is, if you look at the map, this is called the Mansawa Road. This is not yet cemented on this side, but further down it is already cemented, because the owner of these lots here don't want it cemented because it's a private land, and they just make a little road for themselves, and now the government wants to cement it. And on this side as well, you can see there's the gated areas, or you can see the estate farming, you know, like big houses overlooking the views. So you can see they're still building around here, and this is what their fencing is. There's another big house there. So this is the area that, if like the ones that I usually drive down gets blocked, I could go this way. So that is the only area there that's not cemented, and all the way down from here is cemented. That area, another one there, that's another estate. Someone owned that from the city. So this is, in our words, the Snake Road, Mansawa Road. And on this one, there's not a lot of houses that you can see. It's mostly the little farms, and it's mostly mountain views. But the roads are tiny. There are still areas that's not finished cemented yet. So it's not too bad. The vehicles can still go through there. It's only like 5 meters, and then it's all cemented again, then 5 meters. But it's going on, you know, the cementing of the road is going on. So you see this both side here, this is owned by Garcia family. So both side here and the top of the hill is owned by the Garcia family, the governor's family, governor of Cebu. So they have put walls on their property. And there's another gap of 5 meters, then cemented again. But you will see this kind of thing is common in rural areas, because, you know, the corruption, that the cemented road gets it's like installment road, we call it, like a few meters then cement, a few meters then cement. But the report on this one, I don't doubt it, it will be full cemented road. So this one is a bit longer. Then I know there's cemented part on that next to those huts. So this one is their house is made of bamboos. So you can see on this side, that will be soon to rise Imperial Heights. That's a subdivision that they plan over here, made of townhouses. Look, developer, I don't know what it is. Sitio Mansawara, Barangay Binalio, is soon to rise Imperial Heights. That will be the whole mountain there, will be townhouses. So now we are on a cemented road again. So this is also part, that top there, that is where the Imperial Heights gonna be. So they will be living on those mountains there. But like I said, sometimes you gotta be wary with all this developer, because I've shown you a, let me get down and check on. So this is the proposed here. That's the proposed subdivision, Imperial Heights, and that's there's got tennis court, multi-purpose, swimming pools that's facing the views, and walk children park area. So this is the part of the Imperial Heights. So you might check it out in the Google it. So the contact number is 0995-091-5505. And this is their proposed project. It's mostly townhouse building, and it's overlooking the city. So that's, they are gonna be on top of there, and it's overlooking as well. So this is another subdivision coming up on this side. Now you can see where we call this the Snake Road. It is now cemented all the way down, but it's like S. And in a rural measurement, which is like 4 meters wide. So you can see here up above, you can see a housing development on the hill. That was such a long time there. I heard that the corporation got busted on that one. That's why it's been there for like 20 years. It's still not been finished. Look, I'll slow down and you can see the development there, right on the side of the hill. So that is the mountains of Binalio. So these are just the areas that farming communities around here. So you can see I'm turning on a steep slope, but you gotta be careful before you meet someone, because it's a very small road. Then all the farming communities of Binalio is around here. There's someone on the bamboo tree there harvesting bamboos. I seldom pass this way because it takes a long time to come here, because you gotta pass Pitos and you gotta pass the Riverdale. But there's like 4 ways to come up to the hills, and where I live, 4 ways to go through is either through Busay. See, this is another S road. Then slowly sloping down, because when I first start building my castle, these are not cemented, this road. It's really hard because it's slippery and all just boulders all around. Now we are joining in the main road of Binalio. So there's just still 1/2 there that's not been cemented. So the reason why I'm here, I want to look at this fish breeder here in Binalio. So there's no problem with the roads over here. Now you can see it, that it's all well cemented. And that one on the hill, that's going up to our main road where I'm always walking every day. So you can see like 5 meters. It's like 4-5 meters gap, and then there's one long one. But the new barangay captain also sort that out. So you can see a container parked there, and this is now well populated because this is like the main Binalio area as a construction company. I let them go ahead because they keep on flashing their lights. So the roads here are very small, and I'm not so familiar. I've been here so many times, but not like every day. Like the other side, every day you pass it through. And I'm going to this fish shop, the fish breeder in here. I'll have a look. So this is our small fish breeder here in Binalio, and I'll have a look what they got here. They got their pumps. They have some of the filter system and fish food. That's for like feeding the fish. So actually they're just following the brother of the owner, have a big fish shop in Lapu-Lapu. Shop, a big one, bigger than this one in Lapu-Lapu City in the market. And so she just loved to have her own fish shop. That's why she started doing herself here in Binalio, where she met her husband. Mano yung mong koy, ma'am? Oh, snow. Goldfish? Ah. Nagpila sa na siya? 75. So her and her husband just want to have their own fish shop. So the mollies, di ba, no? So they're just starting to breed their own. So you can see that like 80 pesos per pair for black Moscow. This is their koi stocks. Baligya sa nini mo, ma'am. So they're selling this koi. Tagpila sa kanang orange na dako.
Orange na dako. So katong mga January ang kuha na sa kumbana mga 400, 500 duraan na ulo ko kag bomang pilay.
So these are her koi. She got her full pond here on the top for the koi. Actually, we are here on the top. So this is just the temporary smart tower here, but that tower that you can see up above, the smart, not functioning yet because of the COVID. So now we understand why we have on and off signal, because when it's really stormy, they will turn off. I don't understand. So that one is their future tower, but this is the temporary one for smart. So going back here, this is her koi carp pond. And she had koi here for sale. So lain-lain ni presyo ang size, ma'am, no? So these are her stocks.
Nasa mga Japanese koi, mga mahalong ko.
Oh, kanang mahal magid na. So these are the stuff that she got. And they range from 500 up for the big ones. 500, 600 siguro ni ma'am, no? 500, 600 pesos for the big ones, and then of course the little one will be more cheaper. So that's the koi that they have grown themselves and for sale. So this is their filter system, and Like I said, old B will be making his own. So that's why I'm checking out here because what fish I can buy here. They are also breeding birds here. They have about 8 pairs, and so you can see how they house them. Because like I mentioned, I want to have a bird house. So, because I want to support our local breeders around, so that's why I'm looking at here. So, look at there. They have eggs there inside. So they have 8 and they keep on selling them in Colon. And then she said that the birds seems to get annoyed that their youngs keep disappearing, and so when they have their eggs, they don't even want to hatch it out anymore. They just break it themselves because they cannot see their youngs. They used to have snakes as well before, and hamsters. So just interesting pet shop around here in our area, because if you think we are not the place for look, they're coming out pet shop. Look, they're coming out now. So there's like 8 pairs here, and there you can see there's 8 holes. Oh, they're going back. So ay visit niya nako dito yung Lapu-Lapu. Dapit si Mercado, no?
Oh, that was Mercado.
So they have a big shop in Lapu-Lapu. Her brother was there, and they also supply it. What they breed here, they supply it here, out there. So she got here shobon. I don't know what it is, but it's 15 pesos each. So this is the barangay business permit that they have, Yeg's Pet Shop. But it's encouraging that there are industries like this now around our area. Then it's also interesting that when they breed their own, they supply the ones in Colon and in Mactan Market Pet Shop. So they also have some fun equipments. There, submersible pump at 850. And the filters. You know, like local fish keeping, you can buy your equipments here from them. And they got those media for filtration and decoration. These are their other items for sale, the koi formula feeds and other feeds. So you can see this seems to be just a hobby fish keeping. But there's some nice ones there. And they got these black ones over here. So fish keeping is quite interesting. So they're relaxing to see. Now I could understand why a lot of people still wants to have a fish aquarium in their house. I did try to have an aquarium before I had my child, and it's just hard work to keep on maintaining the cleanliness, and if you have a young baby, it's just too much, so I stopped. But I did enjoy it, watching it all lit up and all the different color fishes. Oh yeah, and you got every day someone's floating on top, but very enjoyable. I even got baby mollies before on my tank, and I've noticed the mollies keep eating their youngs. So I'm not a professional breeder, but I did manage to save some of the babies by putting them in a separate tank. And it's just getting too much hard work, so I give my tank away. Because I got a baby to concentrate then. I've noticed there's some organism inside the tank. Like that. Some like larvae. But they're interesting to see. So I just known that you are not allowed to have more than 2 pet snakes and then 10 pet lovebirds because you need a DNR permit. Mode ba? But here in the mountain area, she said, because we can hide it better with the trees and all that. But here in the city, it is like only the limit for no permit for lovebirds is 10 pairs or 10 kabuok yun.
10 pairs.
10 pairs of lovebirds. You need a permit from above that. You need a permit from the DNR, and also you only allowed to have a pet snake until 2. Because her husband used to have 19.
Oh, 19 snakes.
19 snakes. Then the DNR come over and only leave them with 2. So kani pero am isda din ni permit pagitaan ni.
Oh, sa fisheries ni.
Sa Bureau of Fisheries. Bro, mag-atuwa lang tangke.
Atuwa lang din.
Ada. Part for your own like recreational, like koi ba, mag-koi karpan ka.
Dili ra.
Adi okay ras ko for your own entertainment, but if you have been doing it for business, you need Bureau of Fishery permit. Pero siguro kadang
Pero sa kanang buhi lang sa kanang.
buhi lang ba? No, nga tuwa lang niya. Nalang gyapon mananaw.
Okay ra na.
Anyway, if it's needed, that if Old Bee will finally be this successful in breeding koi and it becomes a tourist attraction, I will be obligated to get the permit. So karon pa jud kuan na mag-permit data niyo. Kuan?
Okay, nagkuan mi sa pagkuha og mga business permit kay mag-trade og kuan sa kana daghan 3 days ka nga orientahan nila. Okay. Lahi ang sa bird, lahi ang sa fish, lahi ang kasagaran lahi sa tang kanang kuan, lahi sila basta picture club. Nyawa na gitadluan ko kanang kuan sa akong igsuon kay dugay naman kay na siya din sa kanang kuan.
Matan.
Pagkuan lang sa kanang traya lang sa kay kanang kuan niya. Di pa man kakaya sa kanang kuan niya, barangay lang sa kakutub.
Okay. So she was trained by her brother that you just go by barangay level first before you do the big shots of breeding because it needs permits from DNR. Mo din gamay barangay ra imong permit diha, ma'am.
Oh. Nya kinahanglan lagi siya kanang dako sa di ko ano
Area. You need a big area. Napadili kay isda diri oh. Let me see this one here. I've missed this. Unsa ni guppies.
Gapis na siya. Dito sa mga gapis ma'am, o kanang mix nimo niya labi na kay mga kanang plants na di kanang kuan ba. Ano siya?
Well, look at the aquarium. It's just on the wall. Malingaw di kong fish eh. Basta ganahan na kag fish. So, before you make it so commercial, you need a permit from the DNR. Isa siguro kay mahal ang mga permit na. Maybe because the mayor of Siquijor was one of their customers and then wants to keep koi, and then the filtration system is not enough for the koi. All the koi died. So the best thing that she said is to learn about filtration, which is what Old Bill actually was learning right now. So this is the location of the pet shop that we have here locally in Binaliw. So Yag's Pet Shop. So this is the location, and you can see it's near the road, near Binaliw Gym, and beside the Barangay Hall of Binaliw, where the temporary smart tower is there. So very innovative. Like, I mean, it's quite amazing that we have a pet shop here locally now. So you still see that we are still very rural around here in Binaliw. That's our gym, and this is our main, like, Binaliw area. Like, that's our big barangay hall that's never finished. Sige, ma'am.